How's it going, everybody? It is Noobski94 and welcome to my Balance Druid PvP changes for patch 7.1. Now, Balance Druid went through some general PvP changes, but we're going to be primarily taking a look at the Honor talent tree because the Honor talent tree got like almost completely reworked. A lot of moves are in different locations and there are a lot of new moves and old ones went overall for the better, definitely for the better, but still could use a little bit more buffs, I think, in my opinion. So for the general moves, we do have the major ones is Regrowth. They swapped Healing Touch out with Regrowth, so now you have Regrowth, which is a lot faster cast time. You're going to be casting it about 0.9 seconds faster than Healing Touch, which is amazing. It's a little bit less healing, but the total health is also added on for the hot that you get afterwards. Healing Touch used to be like 180, 190k. Regrowth is now 160, 170k. So that's pretty nice. Now, the other major change that I noticed was that before, when you used to get hit in Moonkin form, there was a 15% chance that you'd proc Alkin Frenzy, which made your next Solar Wrath, Lunar Strike, or Solar Flare instant cast. They made this so there's a very nice little visual next to your character now. You can always see when this procs, so this was actually much needed. You used to be able to have add-ons before for this move, which was pretty much mandatory, or else you'd have to keep looking on the top right hand side of the screen to see if it was actually active or not, which just didn't do. So it's really nice that they implemented this visual. So those are your primary changes that you should worry about for PvP balance in your general balance build. But taking a look at your Honor talents, there are some major changes. Now I'm going to have the old Honor talent tree up on the screen here for you guys, just so you guys can see the differences. You can see right away that there are quite a few new moves available, and also a lot of the older moves have been switched around. So where Protector of the Grove used to be in the old talent tree, we now have Iron Feather Armor. Moonkin form increases your armor by an additional 50% and reduces the chance to be critically hit by melee attacks by 20%. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Melee are such wrecking balls right now, and it's one of the hardest things to deal with as a Moonkin. So having the Iron Feather Armor is actually an awesome buff. 20% reduced critical strike chance, that's a major one. And then 50% increased armor. This is going to add another 10 to 15% reduced physical damage you're going to take from melee attacks. So this is actually awesome. Protected the Grove got swapped over one. It used to be Shape Mender, which each time you activated Shapeshift form, you are healed by 5% of your maximum health. Can occur more than once every 5 seconds. Now, in my opinion, this was just a garbage move. If you're a Moonkin, you're gonna get bursted. There's no way you're gonna be shape-shifting in and out of different forms for like a long period of time. Maybe you'll get a 15-20% maximum health heal over 20 seconds of time, but usually by then you're dead, and you don't even want to be shifting much because you want to be applying your dots, you want to be casting. So I thought this was a junk move. I'm glad to see it gone. And then now we have a Celestial Guardian in place of Druid of the Claw talent tree. So Druid of the Claw is the old one, which was removed, and what it was is that while in bear form, your chance to be critically hit was reduced by an additional 10%. Now you're getting the 20% from the Iron Feather Armor in Moonkin form. And then it also, in addition, when hit by melee attacks while in bear form, you had a 10% chance to cast Rejuveration on yourself free of cost. Oh, thank you, free of cost Rejuveration. That was an absolutely awful talent. So now they updated it with Celestial Guardian, which is much better. While in bear form, you take 30% less damage from spells. You got an anti-mage talent here, and then you'll also receive 20% increased healing. This is amazing for 3v3 specifically. Now you have huge defense against any type of mage compositions, and then 20% increased healing from healers. That's an amazing buff. That's awesome. So for your third tier, all these moves are very viable and situational. Iron Feather Armor, obviously for melee comps. Protector of the Grove, of course, if you're going to do some off healing for somebody, and then Celestial Guardian for magic defense. Now looking down on your fourth tier, you got Celestial Burn, which is the same as it's always been. Using Moonfire on the target that already is afflicted by Moonfire deals 35% additional direct damage. Now that used to be where Prickle Thorns is, and Prickle Thorns is moved down, and Celestial Burn used to actually be in the middle bar here, and now you have the Celestial Downpour in that location. Celestial Downpour used to be where Eclipse is now. Celestial Downpour is also changed as well. Previously, Celestial Downpour would just simply increase the damage done by your Starfall by 30%, but now it's changed to increases the duration of Starfall by 20%. Now this isn't much of a damage nerf because it's just increasing the length of its time. So overall, you're going to be doing about the same amount of damage with it, maybe a little bit less damage over a longer duration of time. If you're going to be using Starfall, it's really good, and it buffs Starfall for the fact that you could run around and cast inside of its radius. Now Eclipse is a completely new talent, and it is really strong. Reduces the cooldown of Celestial Alignment by 60 seconds. Also, Celestial Alignment summons a beam of light at your location, granting you 70% reduction in silence and interrupts for 10 seconds. So now you can just stand still, pop Eclipse, and just start free casting on players without worrying too much about silence and interrupts. Of course, it's still going to affect you when somebody knocks you away from casting, but now you can proc silences and stuff like that in this beam of light, which is really nice. Next, we have Prickle Thorns down here, which is the same when your Entangling Roots is removed or dispelled or ends. The target will take a bunch of damage. This used to be 1 tier down, and in this location used to be Touch the Stars. Used to make it so whenever you casted Healing Touch, it would generate you 15 astral power. That move is completely gone. There's no way that you can generate astral power if you're going to heal yourself or anybody else. Next, we have Dying Star. Now this move is replacing Twin Moonfire. Twin Moonfire used to, whenever you cast Moonfire, you Moonfire another nearby injured enemy target within 40 yards of the target free of cost. So this used to double up your Moonfires. Every single time you would cast a Moonfire, somebody else would receive another Moonfire. I used to really like this move in RBGs because it used to cut the dotting time, the time you would spend dotting players with Moonfire, in half. And then obviously Sunfire was already an AoE dot application. But now you have Dying Star, which is interesting. Sunfire and Moonfire generate 8 astral power when they are dispelled. So now if you're fighting against a composition in Arena, or if you're in RBGs and you got your healers dispelling all of your things, this is going to be very, very effective for generating astral power. And I think this is the alternation for the generating 15 astral power when you use Healing Touch. Then we have Moonkin Aura, same location and same effects. When you cast Star Surge, all of your allies within a 40-yard radius have their spell critical strike chance increased by 15% for 12 seconds. Very powerful move, very effective if you have casters on your team, of course. And then we have Cyclone, which is the same as it's always been, down in the bottom left. And then we have Deep Root, which is the new one. Now Deep Root is going to go ahead and replace Summer Solstice, and Summer Solstice used to reduce the cooldown of Solar Beam by 20 seconds. Now what Deep Roots does is damage no longer cancels your Entangling Roots. Now this is actually a crazy move. First of all, you are actually buffing Solar Beam. Instead of having a 20% cooldown reduction, now you can go ahead and Entangling Root somebody, pop a Solar Beam on them, and when you damage them, when you start applying your dots and stuff like that, there's no way any of your damage or anybody's damage can cancel those effects. He'll have to pop something to get out of it. He'll have to pop a Freedom, or he'll have to pop something like a Trinket to get outside of this route. This also affects Mass Entanglement. This makes Mass Entanglement significantly stronger. Now when you use Mass Entanglement and go and root a cluster of people, like in an RBG or something like that, they can't get out of these roots. Your whole team can come in and start doing damage to them, and you don't need to worry about their damage removing this debuff. Lastly, we have Fairy Swarm, which went through a massive buff. Previously, Fairy Swarm granted an improved version of Fairy Fire that also reduced the target's movement speed by 50% for 15 seconds. But now it is actually a lot more effective as a defensive move. Swarms the target with fairies, disarming the enemy, preventing the use of any weapons or shields, and reducing the target's movement speed by 30% for 8 seconds. Now when you're looking at playing against melee, you're going to get Iron Feather Armor and Fairy Swarm, because now you have the critical strike chance reduced on you by 20%, 50% increased armor, and then you also have the Fairy Swarm, which now you have the option to disarm targets. Nobody else has a disarm in the game right now, which is really nice. Now we have disarm back in the game. We no longer need to worry about being completely annihilated by rogues or death knights or paladins or whatever it is, right? So this is actually a really nice move, really awesome. Adding defense to the Moonkin, which is actually the primary thing I wanted to see out of this patch. Now having said all that, I've been playing Moonkin quite a bit in Arena, and it still is looking a little shady for Arena, especially for 2v2. Of course, all of these moves have buffed the Moonkin by a decent amount, so that's really good to see. I'm really happy about it. Anyways, guys, thanks a lot for watching my overview for patch 7.1 on the Balance Druid PvP changes. If you did enjoy my video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button for me, and if you do want to see more World of Warcraft or League of Legends content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the battlefield.